Hi guys, welcome! In this lesson, we'll look into different 3D modeling software like Maya, SketchUp, and of course Blender. We'll compare these three and discuss their various functions and limitations, and decide in the end which one is the best for us to use. In order to create art, an artist must first have their medium and tools. The painter must have their paint and brush, the sculptor has their clay and chisel, and the blacksmith has their anvil and hammer. Similarly, the 3D artist must have their computer and in it, their 3D software. Just like there are several kinds of brushes and paints, there are also several 3D software. Today, we'll discuss three popular and widely used modeling software, namely Maya, SketchUp, and Blender. To help us evaluate which 3D modeling software is best for us, I've come up with 4 criteria to take into consideration. Alright, without further ado, let's begin! Number 1. Price. The price of an annual Maya subscription is $1,620, and the price of a monthly subscription is $205. That's around 78,676 pesos per year or 9,956 pesos per month. That's a lot of money. The reason why Maya is super expensive is because it is a product aimed for a small demographic of professionals, i.e. 3D artists. Lowering the price won't significantly increase the sales because ordinary people have no use for it. Hence, they don't need to buy it. Although, Maya has a free student license which you can get by signing up your school and creating your own Autodesk account. Next up, SketchUp has 3 versions. The free version of SketchUp is called SketchUp Free but has very limited features and it only runs on a web browser. SketchUp Shop is the paid web-based version having a few more features and costs $119 or around 5,779 pesos per year. SketchUp Pro is the fully featured desktop version that costs $299 or around 14,520 pesos per year. Blender, on the other hand, is open sourced, so it's completely free to use. All you have to do is download the installer, run it, and you've got the latest version of Blender. So why is Blender free while other software programs are too pricey? The short answer is that the founder of Blender is also an artist who values making art more than making money.
I was never interested in modeling. Money doesn't mean anything. It's not interesting.
Number 2. System requirements. Here's a table comparing the system requirements of the 3 software. Compared to SketchUp and Blender, Maya has a higher system requirement. This means that it requires a more powerful PC or laptop to run smoothly. This will lead us into our third criterion, which is number 3, features. Both Maya and Blender are rich in modeling features and can virtually do anything from motion graphics to VFX design, while SketchUp focuses more on architectural design. It can transcribe 2D drawings from AutoCAD into 3D models. It is harder to model objects with soft surfaces like customized furniture and landscape since it has limited features on the area. Maya has superb animation and rigging tools while Blender is better equipped in sculpting. Blender also has a 2D to 3D feature through the Grease Pencil tool. The in-house rendering capacity of Maya and Blender are also superior to that of SketchUp. Since Blender is free though, bugs and issues take a longer time to fix, unlike Maya which has better customer support and frequent software updates. Lastly, The final criterion is the amount of time it takes to learn the software and its level of difficulty. Number 4. Learning curve. SketchUp has the simplest UI among the three and it may be the easiest and quickest to learn. Maya is geared towards professional use and is the industry standard when it comes to 3D. So although it might be the most complicated among the three, it is worth learning, especially if you're planning to work in a 3D animation industry. Blender's learning curve might be the same as that of Maya's. But the good thing about Blender is that it has a huge community that's willing to help out beginners with an entire library of tutorials. Conclusion. In order to better grasp our lesson, I'm going to use phone models to compare our three software. SketchUp is like a gaming phone. It is specialized to excel in one particular task, which is modeling architectural structures. It is the easiest to use since its features only cater to a specific area, although it also has other aspects such as animation and rendering. They are very limited and is inferior to the other two. This software is best suited for students of architecture and people who specifically only want to model buildings and houses. Next, Maya is the flagship phone. It is the best software for students and professionals when it comes to 3D animation. It's industry standard, it has all the best features, and is capable to do anything, but it comes in a premium. Its price might be quite steep for beginner 3D artists, and it also has a higher system requirement. Although it has a student license, students can't obtain it easily since the school should be the one to register for students to get accounts. If you're planning to work as a professional 3D artist though, learning Maya is a must. Finally, Blender is the newly released mid-tier phone. It's still not perfect, but it can do almost everything that the flagship can. It runs in a lower spec computer, it has features at par with Maya, and it's also way cheaper because it's free. To sum up this video, we'll choose to use the mid-tier phone, which is Blender. Although Maya is the ideal choice, Blender is much practical since not all students have powerful PC or laptop at home. It's important to note that the knowledge of learning even one 3D software will definitely make learning other 3D software much easier. In the end, what's most important is not the tool but the actual process of modeling. Alright, we finished another lesson today. Hanggang sa muli, paalam!